Hello, and in today's video we're discussing a question we've received from an IT leader, which is, should I hire for cultural fit? Was that just yes?
That's a good question.
Oh.
So this year there's been lots of talk around banishing the phrase culture fit and talking about culture add.
Okay. Another thing to keep up with. But yeah.
Yes, but it makes sense because historically and still today, culture fit is seen as positive because you go out and hire people who are just like you or just like your team. And there's now evidence to say you build the same teams rather than building diversity and different thinking, cognitive diversity as well. Bringing people from different walks of life and bringing that breadth of knowledge and skill to the team.
So you could miss an opportunity.
You could miss an opportunity, and you could be unconscious bias, which is talked about a lot. So you could be bringing that into the interview process. When you're screening out CVs, is one. If they haven't come from the right background, the right schooling, got the right grades, all that.
I suppose a classic would be replacing someone.
Yeah, replacing
the person you've got in mind. If the person was successful, is the person you already had.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. So I know we're into the video. What is culture anyway?
It's the way it's been done around here.
Yeah. I think it wasn't a trap question,
no,
but I think that's the point. If the way that things are done around here is getting you some stunning results, some stellar achievement, then surely you want to hire more people to amplify that, while keeping in your mind, to the culture add phrase, that there's an opportunity to get more. If your culture at the moment smells a bit funny and you're not in the right place, so you've got leaders that are particularly punitive when things go wrong, for example, and you want to do something about that culturally, then hiring for the cultural, I suppose it is culture add to use that phrase, but it's the hiring the leaders who behave in the way that you want, who are going to kind of demonstrate those new values. That's a very sensible thing to do as well.
But I think that's the key thing. It comes down to the values. So if you have a really strong set of values in your organisation and then those replicate within your team, you're hiring for values, you're not hiring for culture. So if you get the values right, your team are driving that. So you're going to that same destination that we talk about all the time. So your values will still remain core to that, and what you're asking is, what is that candidate going to bring to the table?
Gotcha. So if you talked about, so if we pick on us, we talk about autonomy, openness and trust as being the core essential values of a leader in IT. So if as you're bringing people into the organisation, you need to know that they share or respect those values, and aren't going to be closed door or hold back, aren't going to expect everything to come through them and so on. Yeah,
so for example, customer. So a question you might ask is, what's this candidate going to bring to our customer thinking? Do they bring a new dimension of thinking? Do they have they spotted something that we've talked about but we've gone, oh my god, we hadn't thought about that. So what different things they're going to bring? Are they going to fill the gap that we're actually looking for, rather than fill in the gap of the person that's just left?
Yeah, or it's another Bob, Sue, Craig, whatever, it's another person. Okay.
So we've got I hope that helps, we've got a couple of resources that we'll share that you can read about, which is really interesting, and welcome a discussion about it or your comments or feedback.
So should we hire for cultural fit?
As long as you're hiring for the values that are there. You shouldn't replace like for like.
So not carte blanche, that's the point.
It's not carte blanche. No.
There is no black and white answer. It's a cruel question to ask you at the end. Get you to see if you can do it.
Make sure those people are adding something to your team in your organisation.
Yeah, very much so. If you'd like us to answer a question, then please add a message to the video or email either Juliet or I. We'll be very pleased to feature your question on a future video. And as you've seen, everything's anonymous, so no one will ever know that it's you. Only you will, and you'll even get a preview copy of the video if we do it. So look forward to some more submissions. Otherwise, for now, we'll say goodbye. Thank you.